Hi Flosstube, it's Helen D. It is Tuesday, the 27th of February. Yes, I'm back a week early. I had an unexpectedly productive week last week. I have enough stuff in front of me. It feels like 3 weeks worth of stuff, and it's only been 1 week. So I thought, I'm just gonna record now. And that way I can get all of this put away because I know when I come back from market, I'm gonna have a mess. So this is a 1 week update, but like I said, I got so much done. Last week was school vacation week. In New England, we get, oh boy, there's Emmy. We get a February break and an April break, typically. I know a lot of other places get a week in March, but we tend to get February and April. So it was February break. We didn't have much going on. We went to Vermont for an overnight the first weekend, but my son's in high school. He doesn't really need me to entertain him. I just need to drive him. So I had a lot of time to just get stuff done. He went to a friend's birthday sleepover. He had a friend over here. He was gaming online with friends. So when he did his stuff, I did my stuff. So I have a lot to show. Donna also, because she was on break, had a chance to go through and pull together some things for me to finish for her. And then her husband happened to be in town, so he dropped them off. So I'm like, well, let me work on some of these. And now he's back in town this week. I'm like, if I film today, he can take them with him. So I have 4 fully finished things that I got done last week. I actually have a couple more pillows that are in the ready for stuffing phase because I had the machine out, so I just went to town. 2 finishes, 2 new starts, and a couple whips. So that's what I've been up to. I've been at my little folding table desk for a long time. So we will jump in with finding the finishes. Oh, and I'm also, if you guys aren't tired of talking about market, personally, I never am. I am going to show my top, I think I picked 10, my top 10 market picks. We'll go through them quick. We'll do that after all the regular stuff. So, all right, so the finishes. Ooh, I had 3 FOs, but one of them then I fully finished. So the first 3 are all Donna's. This one is Pumpkin Fair. She stitched this last fall. Hers is on, I think, a 22 count. It's really, really tiny. So I added fabric on the bottom with some rickrack and then chenille. You guys know chenille is not my favorite, but I try to use what I have, and sometimes what I have is chenille. And actually, I have 3 more pillows upstairs ready to go, and when I pull stuff out, I match my fabric and my trim. They're all gonna be chenille. So one of them is mine, which will look exactly like this, only a little bigger. So that one is Donna's. I did the same fabric on the back. So that is number 1. Number 2, Donna's stuff, I don't know fabric. I don't know if she changed any colors. She did change colors on the Pumpkin Fair, but I don't know to what. So Donna had finished Sleeping Bee from the Blue Flower. Pumpkin Fair is by October House Fiber Arts. This is by the Blue Flower. She'd finished this a while ago, but she couldn't find anything the right size. So she found this. It had bunnies on it. It's got a little hanger. Let me turn on my Do Not Disturb. And it was just the right size. So I did a big giant circle finish the exact same way as I do my little tiny circle finishes. And then because this bead was here, you could kind of see, like I couldn't get the circle right up to the edge because the beads are there. So I found some trim the right size, luckily not chenille. So I glued that on just to kind of break it up, to fill the gap because you could kind of see the picture behind it. So that one, ready to go. Sleeping Bee, the Blue Flower. She had a couple circles, and personally I find circles the easiest. the most forgiving, the quickest, the easiest to do. This one took me 5 minutes. This is Vanishing Isle from Autumn Lane Stitchery, and I finished this one in this frame. Now, I know this was a mirror, and it came from Hobby Lobby because I have had one in my stash for 5 years. I picked it up. I have yet to find the perfect thing to go in it. I have actually found the perfect thing to go in it, but it's not released yet. Cottage Garden Samplings did a peacock for a club last year, and someone else finished it in this mirror. And I was like, oh my gosh, when that gets fully released, I have the mirror. So I'm ready to go. I had seen someone on the Autumn Lane group months ago finish it in this mirror. Donna drops it off, I'm finishing it. Someone else in the Autumn Lane group just this weekend finished it in this mirror. So great minds. So there's this one. Vanishing Isle from Autumn Lane Stitchery. So that one is ready to go. And then the last one is a finish and then a fully finish. I had been working on flying lessons from Silver Creek Samplers, and last video I talked about how I had to order a new skein of floss because mine didn't quite match. The new one came in, it was a much better match, so I finished the stitching, and then I already had this frame because ages ago when pictureframes.com was having one of their good sales, I took out some pieces and I measured and I put pins in so I could measure, and I counted and I ordered some frames. So I had this frame ready to go. And it looks great. So this is Flying Lessons from Silver Creek Samplers. I changed where I put purple and the pattern was green. And then I did change this color because on mine it just, the called for was a little bright. So I think this blends much better. I was looking to see if I used sparkly for that moon, but I didn't. It's regular. This frame is so thick. I know we've talked about rabbit, which is the depth of your frame. Look how much extra room I have in here. I must have a solid inch. I could frame like a painting canvas in here, no problem. So this does not have glass. It's just my piece laced, pinned and laced. And then I use the point driver to pop it in there, it's ready to go. This was like a clearance frame, so it was like very, very affordable, which is why I thought it won't even fit. I want to order that when I can, and then what I did, and I've done a couple times, that future Helen is very thankful for past Helen. When I get a frame for something, I will go in and take an afternoon and cut foam core and a piece of mat board for the back, put them right in the frame, and then I wrap it in that brown craft paper, write what it is on the side, and put it on my shelf. So then, like I said, I just pulled it out, everything was cut and measured. All I had to do is pin it on there and use the ka-chonker and close it all up, and it was good to go. So those are my fully finished things. And one of my finishes. So Fly By Night was a leftover piece from 2022. That was one of my 2022 whips. Felt good to cross that one off. Even though I knew I'd get it done this year anyway, it still felt good to cross that one off. So for finishes, I started, they're in this little bag, for the Make Way for Market sale, where a bunch of us were kind of working on some things we bought from previous markets, so that then when we bought things this year, we'd be like, oh, but I stitched those. I had never worked on blue work pairs. This is from Annie B's, and it came out last year. So I thought I'm gonna work on a couple of these pairs. I did the ones with the birds and this one here. I didn't do the alphabet. I'm not super huge on alphabets. So I took a piece. The models are stitched on 36, so the template in the package is for 36. And I've never done a pair before, and I didn't really want to have to mess with resizing. So I found a piece of 18 count, so it would be the same. 36 count Lugana is a little too small for me. So I did 18 count Fog from Picture This Plus, and I stitched those two. And again, I haven't done one yet, but it's surprising, like they're not quite the same shape, but they sew up the same. So I haven't done that part yet. So this is just one of those little pieces, and I kind of cut it close, but I know that you just need like 1/4 to 1/2 an inch around them is what you cut. So I knew I had enough. And I used Color and Cotton Solstice. I just pulled from my stash. So those are done. So that was my second Makeway for Market. The first one was the Polar Plunge. I was like, what was the first one? So 2 done. Now I can buy 2 charts. I'll bundle them in 2 charts. So that one is done. The other piece that I finished was I'd been working on, I should have ironed this one. I'd been working on Arctic Animals from Stitch Rovia, Emma Congdon. There's cat hair all over my bag. Emmy. And I finished that. So this one I stitched on a 28 count, I believe it's an antique white, Lugana, it's a Lugana. So I started this from my New Start, and I got all of the bottom done, plus like this guy and this stuff in the middle. So this time around, I worked on the top. And I got it all done. Honestly, I thought the bottom was easier than the top, because I think because of the fish, there was less just solid fill-in, and I did the fish and stuff first and then I went around them, whereas up here, a lot of these snowflakes are negative space, so there was kind of more counting. This is the one that's in that Christmas book that I did the flip through, but the colorway that I did with the pinks is on the Stitch Rovia Etsy. That's where she has this colorway. The one in the book was blues on the top and the bottom. I didn't bring that book down. It's the 2021 Across Stitch Christmas book. So that is for the Book It sal. And I think that's my second Book It sal finish. So I'm gonna need to start a new one. That's my finished things. Then my whips. I just stitched. So I worked on Snow Block, and I remember to put the picture in here from Hands On Design. This was my snow day piece, where every time it snowed, I was gonna pull it out and work on it, because it's a little repetitive, and I thought that would make it feel less repetitive. We've gotten like no snow, so I think I'm calling it. This is now just a whip that I can work on whenever I want to, or it's never gonna get done, because this is the least snowy winter we've had in years. So that's where I'm at. Ooh, that got blown out. Ooh. This is on a piece of Picture This Plus 14 count dwarf, and I cut a long strip. This was like one of those, the fat eighths, the 13 by 18, 13 by 17. So I cut it this way. I have barely, but you stitch right here on this line. So I knew I didn't need any more than that. So I can fit all of the sides on this piece, and then I have the other strip for a piece for the top and a piece for the bottom. I did have to switch the blue in that because it just didn't work on my fabric. So I just went through and found one that did. So I worked on that. Here's a new start that's very impressive. This is another start for the Makeway for Market sal. Even though I didn't buy this at Market last year, it is a tiny town. And I figured it is in the spirit of Makeway for Market because there's a tiny town on my list. So I started Halloween Tiny Town. And it is a tiny start. It is half of an owl. I started this one night and then I got working on another project that was a little more seasonal. I was thinking this one might be good to travel with, but it's on an Aida, which is nice. There's a lot of color changes, and I found something different. So there's my little start. This is on 14 count Picture This Plus Da Vinci, which is a purple. You can't really tell, but there's actually a little orange in it. So that one is officially started. And I think I'm using all the called for or a close equivalent if I didn't have it. Snow Queen got some love. I think I finished that section that I talked about where the pages are taped together. Oh, her cover's upstairs. Sometimes I take the covers out of my bag because then when Emmy sits on my lap, she doesn't ruin them. So this one's on the shelf, but you've seen it. So there she is. So this right here is that line where the two pages connect and they're like taped together and it's a mess. But I'm pretty sure even down here, I think I looked, there might be like 2 stitches that are still on that crossover. And then the rest is all on one page. So that's a big milestone. I'll have a little more because I don't have her, like her head done. But for the dress and the reindeer, now I can just pull up the one page with the dress and the one page with the reindeer. And then I'll worry about her torso and stuff later. This I worked on in February. I may leave this out and give it some more work in March. I may swap out to another of my bigger pieces. I haven't decided yet. This one I'm stitching on 28 count Rhiannon Lugana from Hand Dyed by Stephanie. Then I had a new start. I needed something seasonal. A lot of the stuff I've been working on is like wintry, and like I said, we have no snow. So I wanted to start something springish, and then this is a new release, and I snapped it right up. I went to the library, I printed it out because it's in color. I started it. So this is a newer designer. I posted this on my Instagram and a lot of people said, oh, I've never heard of that designer. So it's Robin Pickens. Robin Pickens has done a lot of quilting patterns. She has a lot of fabric lines. Actually, this little pillow I stitched for Donna, I buried it. This is one of hers. This is Forest Frolic, I believe. So that's one of her fabric lines. But last year she started doing some cross stitches and they're beautiful and they're very, like there's a lot of quilty aspects to them. So if you're kind of a multi-crafter, that might appeal to you. So this one screamed to me. And sometimes spring designs do not scream to me. So this is Seasonal Courier. She has a whole series. She just released summer, Robin's Spring. So that's what that will look like. And it's pretty small. It's 66 by 95. So I chose to do mine. I found a 28 count mushroom Lugana. So it's kind of the right color. There's a lot of different colors in here. So I didn't want to go with anything. I wanted a neutral. And I didn't have any 8 of the right color or I'd have done that. But I had this 28 count mushroom Lugana. And this is where I'm at. This one might need something in the back. So that's where I'm at. It's all DMC. I love this needle minder, although it doesn't look so good when it's just that. I started in the center, which was this flower. I think I'm going to work my way up and do the top border. I need to move the Q-snap. I'm on this flower. And then I think I'm going to come up here and do that and then save the bird for the end. So Robin Pickens, her stuff is sold out in a few shops. I think more and more shops are kind of learning about her. I don't know if she's offered through Hoffman yet, but maybe. Once she is, then any shop can get her. She also has her own website, which I will link below. That's where I got mine. She had printed and she had PDF. So I got the PDF. I would like to, I think, do this whole series. The October one is really pretty with pumpkins. So that was my new start. On to page 2. Purchases. I don't think I bought anything except I pre-ordered. And I should have pulled it up, I'll do it real quick, a book from Pigeon Coop Designs. Max Pigeon is his name. He does some beautiful, like very nature inspired stitches, and he's putting out this book. It's coming out in, the end of July. So this is what the cover looks like. It's called Cross Stitch in the Forest. So you can kind of see it will have this gorgeousness in it. And then he showed another sneak peek. I bought it from that. But then he also showed another sneak peek that there will be like some nighttime pieces in there. So how pretty is that? So it will have, I think, 25 projects. I'll put a link to his website because it had, like, depending on where you live, different booksellers that are doing the pre-orders. I got mine right on Amazon. I think it was $22, and they do that pre-order guarantee. So if the price goes down, you get the lowest price. So 25 designs, $22, sold. So when that comes in the summer, I'll do a flip through. I also have gotten some fun mail in the last week. And again, this all came in the last week. I opened my mailbox one day and there was 3 things in there. So Kathy and I did a swap, and she sent me the bunnies, and I sent her the other ones that I had done. These are the Satsuma Streets. I don't know if I'll get to these this year. I may. So I have those to work on. Then Catherine from Australia had reached out and said, I'd like to send you something for your winter double or your winter displays. It's like, you don't need to send me anything from Australia. And she's like, nope, I'm doing it. So she did. She sent me the sweetest package. So it had fingerless gloves that she knit. My son's gonna want to steal these from when he's doing piano stuff. A bar of soap, which smells amazing. I know you can't smell it, but it smells amazing. So it's in one of the mittens. And it didn't melt or anything on the way here. Look at this card. And then the stitching. There were not 1, not 2, but 3 things in here. So she sent 2 winter things and this cute little, for my Valentine stuff, with matching Star Wars fabric on the back. So BBA Valentine. This one is unfully finished, so I get to just fully finish it myself. So that is adorable. I have no idea what this chart is, but it's super, super cute and a lot of work. Like, there's a lot of blending and stuff in there. And then this one she fully finished, and I'm pretty sure this is Primrose Cottage. And it's so cute. And it's perfect because it is straight winter, right? I like to have a mix of Christmas and straight winter because typically it's snowy here until April. So thank you, Catherine. I really love this. It's so soft and it smells good because of the soap. Judy reached out and said that she had a Mill Hill ornament kit that she knew she was never gonna stitch, asked if she could send it. So it is the kitties stocking, kitties stocking. She said I could switch the colors to make it one of my girls, but I said, or maybe I can convince John to get me an orange cat. That won't be happening. I've always wanted an orange cat. We had one growing up, and I've never had one on my own. She also sent some charts, one of which you'll see in a minute. And then Sally sent me a chart. She had bought a duplicate, You'll see that in a minute. And Julie sent me some really sweet mailing labels that she made on her Cricut that are like Stitchy themed as a thank you. So that was fun. It's always fun when you open the mail and it's not bills. So thank you very much. We'll do the market picks and then we'll do the giveaways. So market picks. I went through and I couldn't pick just 5. So we have my top 10 market picks. I don't know how much shopping time I'll get. Sometimes because I wait to shop until the end so the stores get first dibs, people are out of stuff, right? That's what happens. I don't have to get everything there, right? I can get it later. So these are the top 10 things that I have my eye on. In alphabetical order, so that there's no favorites. Alphabetical order, starting with the numbers. And the first one is the 12 Days of Christmas Stockings. So this is by Annie B's Folk Art, and it has all 12 stockings. They were released as a kit several years ago, like a monthly club thing, and I was really hoping that she would release them on her own, and she did. Number 2, sometimes I have a hard time with monochromatic pieces or repetitive pieces. I like color, I like change. Well. Doesn't get any more color and change than this one. This is called 324. It's by Works by ABC, Arlene Cohen. It uses 324 different colors of DMC. I can't wait. I think there's a sale starting for this on March 24th. So if I can get this before then, I may join in. I think she said she also has like a version where you only use like 35 colors, but I'm gonna use all 324. And if you pull like 10 at a time, do the little motif, put those away, pull 10 more. I don't think it would be too overwhelming. Number 3 is the 10th Day of Christmas from Hello from Liz Matthews. I love that tree, and you guys know I'm big into trees right now, so I'd love to stitch that one up, and that fabric is perfect. The blue fabric is Fiber on a Whim Sapphire, and it's a new color. Now, I just said I wasn't huge into monochromatic pieces. If they're little, I can handle it, and this one's little. This is Acorn Abundance. No, Autumn's Acorns. Autumn's Acorns from Luminous Fiber Arts. I love that guy. Misty has a whole series of birds, monochromatic birds. So this is along those lines, but a squirrel. Next up, Frosty Tiny Town, Heart and Hand. I love this one. Finding the right fabric for all that white to show will be a bit of a challenge, but I'm up for it. So Frosty Tiny Town. Pollinator's Garden from October House. October House also has another fair coming out. It is Vineyard Fair, but I love these colors and these sweet flowers, and that would be a beautiful drum. Or break it up and do parts of it, right, for different things. This one is from Barbie of Pedal Pusher. I've known this is coming for a while. I've been excited. Last year in the fall, she released Troublemakers, which was the little pumpkin patch with the crows that I stitched. So now the companion piece is called Rascals. And it is bunnies and carrots on this cool bunny board from Scarlet Sky. So that is Rascals. And then the last 3 are all from the same person. Erin Elizabeth has a new set of her tiered trays coming out. Mine's over there, I think. Oh no, because I put the winter stuff away. It's on the other side. I moved it. I like to finish these as stand-ups. So she has cat tier, baking tier, and stitching tier. This one right here would be great for a smalls exchange. So that is my kind of top 10, what I'm going to be keeping an eye out for to see if it's still available. And then you guys know I'll find something else. I always do. And then next year we'll have to do the Make Way for Market sale again and maybe start in January so we can get some more done. All right, giveaways. I figured I know usually there's 2 weeks in between, but we're gonna do those giveaways in this one. They will probably not be mailed out until I'm back from market, unless I randomly hear from you today, because I have one more day and then we leave crack of dawn, 2 hours before crack of dawn on Thursday morning. I told Barbie I'm gonna get to the hotel before she probably even leaves. I said, you might just find me in the lobby, just asleep in the lobby. People will just be walking by me and I'll be sleeping. So last video, we did 2 charts that I got, as always, from Carla at Cobweb Corner, who I am so excited to see at market. We've been chatting and we're both like, it's so close. I pulled these from her clearance section. She's been really trying to pare down inventory. So I pulled these just to kind of show you some of the stuff that she's been putting on her clearance section. And then she has a code, which I believe is Good Home, that you get an extra 15% off the stuff in the clearance section. So I can put all that information below. So these were both from the clearance section. And today's giveaways from her were also from the clearance section. So this one was number 1, Needle and Flax. And this is going to Crazy Lady That Cross Stitches. And number 2, Susie Sampler Maker, is Linda James. So my email is down below. Shoot me an email. I'll get those out to you as soon as I can, but it might be a bit. So this week I have 2 Carla's clearance giveaways, and then I have some kind of past the stash that the folks have sent in. So number 1 is 2 blue birds from Karen Kluba of Rosewood Manor. Isn't that pretty? You could do them separate. You could do them all at one. 2 blue birds. Number 1. Number 2, a party of peacocks from Kathy Barrick. This one has some great colors. They're all DMC. So a party of peacocks. Number 3, snowman with a bird from Twin Peak Primitives. This was sent in. And then number 4, I actually had 2 copies. If you want to stitch flying lessons for yourself. Number 4, Silver Creek Samplers Flying Lessons. There's the green. You can see I just swapped mine to a purple. And like I said, I changed this color. So, use the numerical number of the one that you'd like to enter. Don't use win or giveaway. You need to be over 18 so you can legally give me your address. I'd appreciate it if you're a subscriber. Carla would appreciate it if you're a subscriber. She did pass 4,000. She was very excited. And then I'll draw those in my next regular video. I have a feeling my next video will be like a market recap, and then it will be a week after that before I do another kind of regular video. And we'll see what I have done. This one might have been like super productive, and then the next one might be like, here's what I stitched on the plane. I'm bringing a mill hill to work on the plane because it's nice and small. It has some colors, but not like crazy colors, and they're all on my little card, so they're easy to pull off. It's easy to see. I don't need any light. So I have mill hill started. And then like there's 1 row of stitching. It's just enough so I know where the middle was. That's why I didn't show you. And then I have another one that I kind of kitted up yesterday just to throw in my suitcase. Who knows? I probably won't even touch it. It's kind of like when you go to a retreat and you bring 5 things and you touch like 1 and put 30 stitches in. So that's the plan. Okay, so I will see you guys after market. I'll try to post like pictures and stuff while I'm there on Instagram. And I'm East Coast _crafter on Instagram. So I'm excited to see friends and meet some new folks. It's just gonna be fun. So I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.